Grand Rising, great people. How y'all doing today? Yeah, man, we fresh as up today, man. You got them naps up off of us, you heard, man. Yeah. So, let me know what city you tuning in from. What have you learned from Blueprint for Black Power? What's your favorite part? Are there any books that I haven't read that you would like for me to read? And are there any books that I have read that you would like me to reread so that we can recycle that information and stay up to date on it? In the meanwhile, as you tell me your name and what city you're tuning in from, also please like, share, and subscribe. If you feel so inclined to donate, may the ancestors return whatever you donate to you 10,000 times fold. Ashe, so it is, so it will be. But I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta get the posting on other social media sites, and I'll be right with you for part 24, Blueprint for Black Power. Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, how do you like this piece, by the way? Yeah, I like that. Tell me what you think. About 30 inches. Pretty decent. I like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could get one too. You'll probably have to send me the money before I complete it. This way I can have all of the pieces that I need together so I could make it come together. This didn't come together. I put it together. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you would like a piece like this, I guess you could send me 250. This is 14 karat plated. And yeah, it's going to last. Okay. So give me a moment. What city you tuning in from? What's your name? What do you like most about Blueprint for Black Power? Mm-hmm. What books have I not read that you would like for me to read? All right, that was pretty easy. One down. We got 3 to go. I'm almost done. What city are you tuning in from? What do you like most about Blueprint for Black Power? Almost. I feel like I did that. Let me go and make sure it's on my page. Bang. It's on my page, but it wasn't shared the way I edited it. That's what I'm saying. I be watching what y'all be doing. Y'all think I don't. I see it all. Oh, yeah. Okay. 2 down. 1 to go. It's really 2 to go, but it's 2 on the same phone. So I know y'all like, man, what are you doing? Trying to get right like I'm supposed to. What city you tuning in from? What have you learned thus far from Blueprint for Black Power? Yeah, you got to listen to Dr. Amos Wilson. He kicked that fire. Yeah, it's rough to hear because some things, we ain't none of us perfect. We all got some blame in whatever's going on in our situation. But at the end of the day, you got to be brave enough to recognize and stand on that truth and build from there. That's all. I feel like I got a cousin that just came home. I just got a friend request that if he did welcome home, I'm sure he'll probably see this joint. But yeah, man, welcome home. I know a lot of people down. They heard about the brother Takeoff. It was sad to see that display of violence, especially again on another black man. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's black on black, this and that. But you're not thinking about the psychology behind where that came from. That psychology came from what was rooted in us since we were stripped of our language. We have been conditioned by the people that control what goes on here. Like a lot of you probably actually think that the way you vote is all based on you. And it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. And the reason that it's not is because it doesn't matter if you vote or not. You can't vote the people that tell the people who you vote in office what to do. Let me say that again. You can't vote out the people that run the corporations that tell the people you think you vote in what to do. You can't do it. It just doesn't happen. You have to create your own everything, your own, political leadership, your own, and you have to. It's pretty much what like Ye was saying. Like we really have to do that. Now I'm not telling you that Ye should be the leader and this and that. I think we all should be a leader, and I think our code should be going back and retrieving what was really ours, learning the actual history that is responsive to now, to the past tense, and to the future. Really reviewing it, you know what I mean, as a culture, like as the obligation, as the code. Really, you know what I mean, supporting black men and women and black family before we support anyone or anything else. Race first at all times, and at all times, race first for a reason. We've been at war, and the entire time we've been at war because we're not at a physical war or directly a physical war. A lot of us are really consumed with being consumers, one, thinking that they're included, that they fit in with being an American, two, and then three, just plain lazy or plain scared out of their minds. Just don't want to have to do anything. You know what I mean? But you either living or you're dying. You either giving life or you taking life away. The choice is yours. But I tell you one thing. Sometimes in order to live, something else must die. And the one thing that I think that we could let die is our egos. And I'm not excluding myself from this because I'm not the sharpest person. I'm not always correct. I try to be, I try to reason, but I know that there's times where my thinking isn't clear and I'll be wrong and I'll have to go back and make it right. It's just a part of adulting. I see a lot of stats saying it's hard for this type of person to do this, and it's hard for this person to do that, and they're going to stand up even when the odds aren't in their favor because they keep going because that's what they do. Well, that's called adulting. It ain't being a mother. It ain't being a father. It's called being an adult. See, once you stop letting this media, the music you listen to, the television control, you cut that motherfucker off for about 30, 40 minutes, 30, 40 days, excuse me. For real. Go buy a book. I don't care if you only can read one page a day. The more you read, the easier it becomes. And if you can't read, go and find someone like me or someone with audiobooks to listen to. Like, it ain't no excuse. At this day and age, YouTube is free. You got a whole bunch of books on there for free from all kind of people, right? I particularly pick out certain books because they really pique my interest and have helped me get to where I am and become who I am, right? So let me finish posting on social media, but tell me what city you tuning in from. And we're gonna get right into part 24. I think they're talking about making policies and stuff like that right now. Okay, I'm waiting to see if this one load, and if it does, I'll be good, and we can get right in to part 24. Uh-huh. Okay, now let's see if they're gonna let me live on this last one. If they let me live on the last one, then I'm in good hands. I got to do it in that order. Yeah, man, I'm so grateful that I got this thing straightened out. Yeah, man. Oh, my queen looking good too. It wasn't no sense of getting me retwisted and her not getting right now. She the pretty face. You know what I mean? I'm just, you know what I mean, me. You know? Yeah. So let's get into this, man. If you burning one, man, call out the ancestors' name, those that you love. You know what I mean? For some of us, that ritual is, in honor of the ancestors. This is how we tap in and hear their voice and be directed, not totally, but somewhat by their spirit and their energy, which carries on through us. Let me go to his page. They let me. All right, talk to me now. Can I live? Or is they gonna let me live? It's man. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It'd be tough out here, man. It'd be real, real, real hard for some of us. So they won't let me post to the third place, really the fourth place, but it's okay. And the reason it's okay is because hold on. I'll be right back. Just give me a moment. And when I come back, I'll be reading. So, but I appreciate your patience. I don't know how long it's been, about 13 minutes. So let me type in here. Reading begins about 15 minutes in. All right, I'll be right back. What city you tuning in from? What do you like most about Blueprint for Black Power? So many people. Love, love, love. Yeah, man, don't let these people get you down. I know it seemed like it's just, a lot of people be like, oh, that's another rapper getting killed. It's hard out here for rappers. It's hard out here for black men, black women, black children, black family. It's hard out here, and it's been hard out here for almost 500 years. We cannot continue to be victims. You only can be a victim for so long. Now, I'm not telling you that there weren't policies. That's why we're reading what we're reading today. There weren't policies that were made, but a lot of us don't want to acknowledge that. We want to skip past that. Oh, it's been equal ever since. Equal in what sense of the word? We're the only people that have policies built up against us from the inception of this country. Didn't get compensated for being prisoners of war, held against our will, stripped of our language, clothing, and family, wealth, resources. We ain't ever got compensated, but they want you to pay homage to their quote unquote people. I heard someone yesterday say, well, they're not white, they're Italian. Listen to me. During World War II and other wars, but for specifically, this is a story that I remember about World War II. Those brave black men and some women, but the majority was men, right? Those brave soldiers that helped win or do whatever was needed to be done to stamp win for the U.S. in World War II, when they were in the cafeterias, people in the cafeteria outside of being black or African were German, Italian, French. You see where I'm going with this? They were all of those things, whatever you want to say. Polish, Irish, Sicilian, Greek, Anglo-Saxon, whatever else you want to name. They were all that until we came in the room. Because once we came in the room, they all became Caucasians or Europeans. And when that happened, we were excluded. It didn't matter because the only time you could come into that cafeteria if you were one of us is if you were mopping the floor or washing the dishes and wiping the tables and stuff. Like, stop playing with me. We ain't ever been treated fair or equal, and we keep trying to, some of us, not me, but some of us are trying to assimilate, go along and get along. Listen, man, you don't just keep letting a bully you. You make that bully bleed. And the way you make these people bleed is in a pocket. Now, physically, if they come across you and they doing something, I can understand you defending yourself. But I'm saying this war that we really on, you need property. You need business. This will give you power. You ain't got to worry about the respect, because as long as you're respecting yourself, you'll be good. And when someone disrespects us, if somebody disrespect one of us, they disrespect all of us, and they should see what all of us do about it, period. We should stand hand in hand together, and I don't actually mean physically, in spirit and in mind. We should be off one accord. So yeah, if you asking me what the code is, I'm telling you that the code is reading all of the information, the answers that came before us, and the elders that are here now and that came before us have provided. This book by itself, they invested more than $500,000, which would probably be to the equivalent today of something like $6 or $60 million. This is the real Black Bible right here. Yeah. Nah, I take nothing against your religious position or whatever, because we ain't talking about religion. We talking about getting right. Before you had a gender, you had a racial genetic code. Yeah, you had an ethnicity. Yes, all other ethnicities and all of that came from us. But as it stands today in this capitalist world that we live in the wilderness of North America, you're either a capitalist or you're a victim. You're either learning or you're dying. You're either growing or you're being stagnant, which is going to lead to procrastination as well as certain death. Come on, man. Stop acting like you could go to work heavy, you know what I mean, for someone else, or go to a job heavy, and you thinking that you're going to work for yourself. You're not going to work for yourself. You're going to work to get paid to take care of the life that you have, because that's what you've been conditioned to doing. You wasn't conditioned to going to work and then going home and building your businesses until they can replace the money that you make at work by 2 or 3 times, and then maintaining your businesses and expanding and growing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could go in, but I don't want y'all to be so upset about the brother being killed during the gambling game last night, the black man, because we know that these things are coming, right? Also, they're trying to desensitize you. So when they do something to somebody like Ye, that's actually saying some things that people like me have been saying, but because he has the attention and he has the power and he seems sincere on that right now, they're going to hear him, right? And they're going to be doing whatever they can to distract us. So we focus and then we crying and we sad, right? Now, do you think crying and being down and get trust? Listen to me. I'm a man that has lost multiple family members in the last 7 days. So don't sit here and think I'm not talking out of pain, or I'm just happy go lucky. Everything that is understood doesn't need to be explained. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but I will tell you this: no matter what your situation is, right? If you want to get right, unfortunately, you got to get away from whatever negative ailments are pulling you back. Sometimes that really means getting up and relocating. Not because the people you love is holding you back, but man, imagine driving everywhere in your city and you can name 200-300 bodies of men or men and women that were your friends that lost their life to these streets that they so be living to impress. They be living to impress the streets that don't give them nothing but bodies and memories. Yeah, bodies and memories. And all of the memories ain't good. Come on, man. You got to stretch beyond the imagination. And you can't do that if you enclosed in a fucking casket. Yeah, get up out the fucking casket, man. Yeah. All right, let me get on into this. And I won't be long, because y'all know I could be long-winded. Look, it's been 22 minutes, and I still haven't started reading. I wrote in the chat 15 minutes in. You know what I mean? All right. The functions of the policy planning groups. Domhoff lists several important functions of policy planning groups, including the following. 1, they provide a setting where members of the power elite can familiarize themselves with general issues in a relaxed and off-the-record setting. 2, they provide a setting where conflicts within the power elite can be discussed and compromised. 3, they provide a setting where members of the they provide a setting where members of the power elite can hear the findings of various academic experts. In some cases, study groups within the policy planning organizations can be characterized as ongoing seminars or briefing sessions, for the corporate rich, with experts doing most of the talking. 4, they provide a framework for commissioned studies by experts on important issues, thereby assuring leaders within the power elite that they have the latest and best information on the subject at hand. 5, they provide an informal training ground for new leadership within the power elite. It is in these organizations that the big business people can determine which of their peers are best suited for service in the government. All right. 6, they provide an informal recruiting ground for determining which academic experts may be suitable for government service, either as faceless staff aides to the numerous lawyers and business people who take Washington positions, or as executive branch appointees in their own right. I keep scratching my nose, y'all, because to be honest with you, I think it's because I was smoking. I went back home last week and I was smoking. But you know what I also noticed too? I be inside a lot. And when I read, this is the only time that it bothered my nose. But I'm wondering, is it because my head is down? Because I was watching some of my videos and I kept seeing myself do this. And I'm like, yo, I hope people don't be thinking no weird shit with me. Because if it ain't weed or liquor, fam, I don't fuck around. And you guys, anybody that know me about that shit, I'll bust you in your motherfucking head, try to offer me something crazy, fam. But I'm wondering, is it because I haven't smoked weed in so long? Is that the reason why my nose hairs are like tingling? Like when I'm reading, like last night, I wanted to write something, but I needed to go to sleep. And I knew that if I took a few pulls, I'm gonna be out like a lamp. And it never failed. I went directly to sleep. I didn't open my eyes till 6 in the morning. I normally get up about 3, 4, 5. I ain't open my eyes till 6 this morning. Feel me? I got some good rest 2 days in a row, but I'm gonna need to go to the gym today. I haven't been to the gym in 2 days, and I'm ready to get back into the gym. Okay. But yeah, I needed to say that because I saw somebody else that I know, they a little weird, and they was doing the same thing, but they was doing it a lot, and then they was doing like the sniffling thing and all of that. And I was like, oh man, I don't want people to look at me like that. So I had to just clarify that, because when you see me, I don't want you to think nothing weird or funny is going on. If I'm doing it, it must be something irritating me at the moment. Like when I eat, I notice before I can't eat until after I do this, because if so, my mouth will be like still watering from the good food that I just made. Like right now, my mouth just salivated over what I'm about to make. You know what I mean? And I forget that this microphone is extra sensitive, so it's picking up everything. Y'all probably heard me flush the bathroom when I went in there just to relieve myself just momentarily. But yeah, man, I appreciate anybody that has stuck through this, because there's some great things coming, right? And we got to stay in a positive frame of mind. We're going to lose some of the people that we like that we didn't even know, and we're going to lose people that we love. But we got to use that pain to fuel what we're doing. We got to use that as fuel to move to the levels that we deserve and what we need to be. You know what I mean? And I know that's hard to hear, especially when you just bombarded with bad news. So don't take it like, oh, I'm telling you, you got to do this right now, this second. I would never do that. Like, I don't know your personal situation. I'm just hoping that something that I'm saying touches whoever is listening and whoever needs to hear it. Because it's real tough out here, man, for Black men, for Black women, for Black children, for Black family. Yeah, that's at the top of my registry, man. Anything other than that, if it ain't helping us come together, it's tearing us apart. Is this music helping us come together or separate ourselves from one another? Are these jobs helping us come together or separate ourselves from one another? Is the media, is the news you watch, is the sports you watching, is that helping us come together, or is it stirring more and more drama that's unnecessary? Now imagine you just put that drama on hold for 30 days outside of the things that you got to do, right? Do you know how much better off and focused you're going to be? Right now, there's a Black Friday coming up, right? So, and I'm going to try to talk about this every day for the next 30 days. Black Friday coming up, and a lot of people go out and they go and buy stuff. That's cool. But we spend all our money in places that never return that money, while other ethnicities, they go out and they spend their money, but they spending their money with the people who's returning that money back to them as well. We got to be on that, y'all. I am a small Black business owner. My woman is a small Black business owner. My friends are small Black business owners. You could check out the Black Database with Brother Lion Blyden. You can check out the Brown Bag with my girl Chantel and my guy Jay. Check it out, man. Like, I mean, that's specifically in Buffalo, but if you're in Charlotte, I live in Charlotte. If you're in Charlotte, if you're in the South, man, we can ship stuff to you, and not just us. There's countless others. I'm speaking on us because I'm for us first, but there's brothers and sisters all over doing stuff, and just support them. You know what I'm saying? If you could go and get you some sneakers from the Asian man over here, man, you could go and get you some sneakers from me. You, whatever you need. If I don't got it, I'll find it. That's what I do. I just find solutions, man. Ain't no reason for no more excuses. Let's just find solutions, right? We didn't have enough excuses, and we're all adults. And yeah, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff that we really don't want to do. But if we do it right and we do it in an orderly fashion, we could be somewhere, you know what I mean, and enjoying ourselves and living our best life. Not the cliche, living my best life, but actually living my best life without having to look over my shoulder, without being in fear of being ridiculed when I express myself and my people, how we celebrate our culture, as opposed to letting other people tell us what a man, what a woman is, what a family is, and what Black men and Black women mean to one another. Stop playing with us. Let's get back into this. I see I'm a little into my feelings, so I'm going to just read a little bit and get it off my chest while I read. Please forgive me for interrupting. I feel like I stopped at 5, so I'm going to try it again just to make sure. 5, they provide an informal training ground for new leadership within their power elite. It is in these organizations that big business people can determine which of their peers are best suited for service in the government. 6, they provide an informal recruiting ground for determining which academic experts may be suitable for government service, either as faceless staff aides to the numerous lawyers and business people who take Washington positions, or as executive branch appointees in their own right. In addition to their functions within the power elite, the policy planning groups perform at least 2 major functions for the power elite, vis-a-vis the rest of society. 1, these groups legitimate their members as serious and expert persons capable of governmental service and selfless pursuit of the national interest. This is by virtue of the fact that group members are portrayed as giving of their own time to take part in highly selective organizations which are nonpartisan in nature. 2, how could it be nonpartisan when the people who work for the government are either Republican or Democrat? Let's keep it 1,000. Now, yeah, you got you some that aren't, but I'm saying like 90% of the people that work for the government are either Republican or Democrat. But here it is, they're saying that these groups are nonpartisan. Interesting. Okay, 2, through such avenues as books, journals, policy statements, press releases, and speakers, these groups influence the climate of opinion, both in Washington and the country at large. Advisory committees. We shall specifically and briefly describe the roles of the independent research and policy organizations and think tanks presently. However, we should also note another important means by which the corporate elite seeks to shape and direct government policy, the advisory committees. Hundreds of these committees help to oversee the functions of government agencies. In 1972, as the result of a Senate investigation, it was revealed that there were between 1,000 and 1,500 of these unknown to the public advisory committees working with and for the federal government during any given year. Many of these committees may consist of scientists, technicians, and academicians. Academicians, I believe is academicians. Who evaluate government programs and select recipients of research grants and contracts, or many may consist primarily of people from the industry affected by a particular agency. In contrast to and in support of the strategic formulations of the policy planning organizations, the advisory committees, a routine part of the governmental policy formation process, help to refine and implement policies which have been adopted by the government. These committees, like their policy planning counterparts, essentially consist of business representatives, politicians, and experts, with the business segment usually overrepresented. Advisory groups usually take one of these forms: blue ribbon, formal, and ad hoc. The Blue Ribbon Advisory Committee is designed to assess or evaluate newly introduced proposals. Formal advisory committees oversee operations once policies have been fully formulated. Finally, ad hoc committees are relatively short-term groups which function to advise government on important and critical decisions concerning ongoing programs. Anchor and her colleagues note that an ad hoc group may engage in meetings that are not reported, nor is its existence mentioned with any regularity by the press. Such a committee can arise, function, and die without any public notice. Advisory committees may heavily influence the character and direction of government policies by shaping the information flow into any number of governmental agencies and of the executive departments, and by helping to instigate and ensure a smooth and highly remunerative flow of funds from government to the operation of certain advisory committees, and their significant impact on policy change and implementation sometimes may exclude the input of relevant public bureaucracies, the cabinet, and elected representatives, thereby leaving it up to the well-represented corporate elite to elaborate and determine official governmental policy. That's very interesting. I'm not even going to say anything. I just want y'all to get the book and read it. That's on page 172. The role and function of selected influential policy planning groups. I'm going to take my time with it, so I'm not going to read that because I got some things to do. I could, but I wanted to get in the think tanks tomorrow. Yeah, I want to get in the think tanks tomorrow, and I'll probably finish at get in think tanks tomorrow. Then I'll finish at leading think tanks, and then I'll do that the next day. So I'm gonna leave this here because I know I just talked your ear off for like 35 minutes. But I appreciate your viewership. Please like, share, and subscribe if you donate. May the ancestors return your donation to you 10,000 times. I promise. Ashe. Well, I hope your today is great. May your tomorrow be greater. Race first at all times, and at all times, race first. Hotep family. See you on the next one.